What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the broader markets. I'm also going to give you guys a very important warning about Jerome Powell. Just know that I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. So as far as the market's going, as you can see, Tesla's on this very, very big downtrend so far. We have this gap to fill around the very, very low 250s, and we're very close to filling that gap. So for now, Tesla remains bearish. The market's also dipping, but SPY is still attempting to hold its daily 200 EMA. We're testing that right now. And for now, although the market is downtrending, although it's showing some weakness, I do have one warning about things. So as you guys know, the unemployment numbers did show a slight increase, and this is leading to some concerns here and there. Not really a big surprise, though many of us were expecting that with all the layoffs and such. However, let me make it very clear that as a result of this, we have Jerome Powell giving a speech at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he may address what's happening with the labor markets, what's going on with the trade wars, and a bunch of things like that. So we'll see what Jerome Powell's tone is, right? He could pump the market very, very hard, or he could cause a big rug pull. It's very important to be prepared just to be safe because whatever he says is known for causing lots of volatility. Now, Jerome Powell also has had a history for the last couple of meetings. He was very optimistic about the economy. He continued to say the same things about how everything is going to be okay. The Fed is making lots of progress and such. So we'll see what he says. Will he end up addressing inflation? Will he start talking about the trade war? Is he going to talk about Trump's tariffs? We have to just wait and see. But the honest truth is that as a trader, I don't know exactly what he's going to say, which is why I'm getting risk off. I'm not really holding too many positions in terms of like, options, other contracts and such. I'm not trying to hold too much during his speech. I'm just going to be very, very patient with this and see what this leads to. So that's like what the main strategy is. I wouldn't necessarily just try to gamble too much. You could trade intraday. You could trade intraday, excuse me, if you guys want, but you just have to make it very clear that there's going to be a risk, so I would still simultaneously be careful. So, anyways, going back to Tesla and the others, I just want to focus on this big catalyst right now. There's been a lot of talk about how different analysts have cut their price targets on Tesla. For example, we had Baird that cut their target from 440 to 370, and there's been a lot of talk about their sales decline on the news. I've been going over this for a while, looking at different regions like Australia, looking at many European countries, the UK, and such. We're seeing registrations falling, which is part of why Tesla is underperforming again. So with that being said, daily is looking weak for Tesla. We have this gap to fill all the way down here. I think we're very close to filling it. This red line is where Tesla is right now, so we're actually very close to that 252 area to fill that gap, which I think we're going to do. So there's still a risk of a little bit more downside. And when you go to our smaller time frames, like the 30 minutes, you guys can just see that we are continuing to look relatively weak. So please keep that in mind, guys. We're continuing to fall at least as time goes on, and we're continuing to look very, very weak. Now, on SPY, we're also looking weak. We got this big rejection. The unemployment numbers did show a slight increase in the market's reaction. It was a little pop, and now it's rejecting. So we're still looking relatively weak here. No sign the market has bottomed yet. So as of right now, we're still bearish. However, what I would recommend is just follow the price action, then be careful because you never know what's going to happen once Jerome Powell starts speaking in about 1 hour from now. So I just want to give you guys a heads up about this. When it comes to the QQQ, we're bearish, we're making lower highs and lower lows. We're continuing to downtrend, so just keep that in mind. You want to see this try to hold this next support right here. We're essentially looking at this 483 area. If that doesn't hold, I'm looking for 480. So you want to be very, very careful right there. To turn bullish or at least try to bounce, you want to see us reclaim 497 or the 20 EMA. I want to see us reclaim this resistance to try to bounce, so we'll see if that happens or not. And then for SPY, I forgot to mention this. You want to see SPY reclaim at least 580 to bounce. We're actually pretty far from that. So we haven't been able to get back above at least 580. That's currently where the 20 EMA is, and we're still looking relatively weak. So the market is still heavy. The market is still weak because of all the uncertainty involving these tariffs. Don't forget that when it comes to the tariffs, Donald Trump has been saying a lot of things about how if things don't go in favor of the US when it comes to negotiations, Donald Trump said that they could increase tariffs to above 25% on Mexico and Canada. However, he also mentioned that for the time being, they've postponed many tariffs from the auto industry to others, at least for Mexico and Canada, particularly Mexico, because he just spoke with the president. So, like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty about these tariffs, a lot of fear right now with the trade war. And don't forget that Donald Trump he's going to give us more announcements later on. But besides that, the main person right now to listen to is Jerome Powell. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, so we're going to be looking at this 568 area on SPY. I forgot to mention this. If it doesn't hold, I could see 566 coming next right over here. We have previous resistance becoming support around that 565 to 566 area. So that's going to be a very, very big zone if we fail at 568. Keep those levels in mind, or we still look relatively weak. On the Russell, I need to see this reclaim 208 to balance. If we can't do that, we're looking for 202, then 200. For ES, we're looking for 5,700 as our main support. If that does not hold us, I could be looking for us to retest even lower levels. Like we have 5680 to 5650 coming next. The trend on ES is still bearish. If you guys look at the chart, we're still bearish. We're going to be watching that 5700 area just to be safe. So just keep that in mind, guys. There's still weakness right now. On NQ, we're looking bearish, making lower highs and lower lows. You need to see this reclaim 20,350 to bounce. If not, we could be continuing to fall all the way down below if we're below 20,000, we could be dipping to like 19,800. So it's not looking too good. Bitcoin, not too good. Dipping as well a little bit. It tried to bounce. It's now getting rejection. We got to get back above 88,500 or else this could continue to fall closer to 86,000. Be careful, guys. Nvidia has been dipping. However, we're trying to base at 110. We have to see if that holds or not. It's fighting to hold that. If that does not hold, we could dip more towards like the low from yesterday. So be careful, guys. Nvidia is still weak, but it's fighting. It's fighting to hold 110. If not, the 108s are coming. And once again, for Tesla, we're on this downtrend. We're looking for that support. We could be dipping to fill the gap around 252. I need to see Tesla reclaim at least 275 for a chance of a rebound. Otherwise, it looks bearish. Aapl, this is very resilient. We had some good news that came out. So with new price target upgrades, I think from different analysts, I think that this could cause a little bit of an attempts to bounce. We want to see if we could reclaim 240. Watch 238.83 is a big level. We'll see if we reclaim that or not. Otherwise, we are looking a little bit weak. So just keep that in mind. For others out there, we also happen to have Coin. Coin is very flat right now. It's trading sideways. We have like a double bottom like structure. I would like to see it reclaim like 226. Otherwise, it's still kind of weak. Netflix, kind of weak right now, not looking the best. We did mention that this would be dipping to about 870. It's actually below that. So I'm looking for like 850 next. And then eventually, we have the lows at 825. So we're looking very weak on Netflix. Amazon, relatively weak. We have this gap over here around the lower 190s. So I think we could be coming down to fill that gap. Where is it? It's right here. There's a gap to fill all the way down towards 190 exactly. So if we can't hold around 194, that's previous resistance becoming support. We dip to 190. Meta's looking a bit more bearish. We're looking for essentially a move all the way down towards. Let me just double check this. The low 600s, like 600 and 594, could be coming. Looks weak for now. Microsoft is looking a little bit weaker. We have this low that could be retested around 380 or so. Google, kind of weak. We need to see Google get back above at least 175.5. We're actually rejecting so far off our key EMA. So not a good sign. The VIX is continuing to remain elevated, still bullish. There's no sign that this is rejecting yet. So for the time being, the market remains bearish. No sign of a major bounce quite yet. So keep that in mind, guys. I want to thank you all so much for listening. So please have a good rest of your day. I'll be back with another upload soon. But don't forget, at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's about an hour from the time I'm recording this, we have the big guy giving a speech. So we'll see how this affects things. As of right now, the market remains bearish, so we'll give this the time it needs. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.